Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, December 9th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 706 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Iraqi war's deadly legacy, unexploded ordnance. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is facing calls to resign after a leaked video showed Downing Street staff joking about having a Christmas party while the country was under strict COVID rules. Indian soldiers inspect wreckage after chopper crash kills defense chief. Reports, Myanmar troops burn alive 11 in retaliation attack. Oklahoma prepares to execute man for 1985 slaying of teacher. A Chinese government spokesperson said the U.S. committed evil crimes against Native Americans in a bid to counter reports of genocide in Xinjiang. Body camera footage played in court shows Kim Potter collapsing after fatally shooting Daunte Wright. I'm going to prison. U.S. Navy seized missiles, petroleum products from Iranian military. West Texas man acquitted in fatal shooting of police officer. Meghan McCain scorched for very bad take on Fox News Christmas tree fire. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Evergrande has defaulted on its debt, Fitch Ratings says, CNN. Amazon fined $1.28 billion by Italy's antitrust regulators, CNBC. And just like that, review, HBO Max's Sex and the City revival decisively turns the page, for better or worse, TV line. Sole survivor of India helicopter crash fights for his life as country mourns victims, CNN. Missing Auburn student's car, human remains found in creek after more than 45 years, CNN. Hope rally turns choppy as hot U.S. inflation looms, Reuters. Apple's AR headset reportedly uses 3D sensors for hand tracking, The Verge. Officers shoot, kill man who fired gun outside of Stockton Police Department, KCRA Sacramento. Jennifer Aniston walked out of Friends reunion special, KHQ right now. SpaceX launches Ike's NASA telescope for X-ray views of universe, The New York Times. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. U.S. now exhibit A among imperiled democracies at summit, thanks to Trump. Tucker Carlson's January 6th agent provocateur is a big Tucker fan and an amateur Cardinals mascot. Ron Johnson falsely says mouthwash has been proven to kill the coronavirus. Prosecutors, ex-cop who killed Daunte Wright betrayed her badge in first day of trial. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer raises concerns over federal vaccine mandate. Tucker Carlson has a misogynistic new take on what COVID-19 does to people. Father, son arrested for massive wildfire that threatened Lake Tahoe. Senate votes to disapprove of Biden vaccine mandate. Fauci says it's a matter of when being fully vaccinated will mean having a booster. Mark Meadows files lawsuit against January 6th committee. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Abandoned dogs, snake seized from house. Wrongfully convicted man released after 27 years. Park is becoming inclusive for all to enjoy. Plump bear, black wolf captured on trail cameras. Parent refers to school care room as the dungeon. OK death row inmate appealing to Supreme Court. Man scammed out of $13,000 after calling fake line. 16 co-workers win $1 million Powerball prize. Border agents seize nearly 900 pounds of marijuana. Ex-Navy football star dies during training exercise. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Tips for buying a used car. Gig worker protections get a push in European proposal. New Zealand plans to eventually ban all cigarette sales. China Evergrande defaults on its debt, Fitch says. Progress for Saudi women is uneven, despite cultural changes and more jobs. How the supply chain upheaval became a life or death threat. Ukraine commanders say a Russian invasion would overwhelm them. Will Smith is done trying to be perfect. Al Hirschfeld's drawings captured Stephen Sondheim better than any photo. Omicron threatens the old, nursing homes must act now. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Owusu leads number 8 Maryland women past Purdue 86-71. Soros bankrolls dark money hunt for activists pushing to dismantle police, grand show. Fox Square All-American Christmas tree arson suspect free on no bail. And APIS, Build Back Better and APIS, is Democrats and APIS, down payment on socialism. Christmas car decorations, what you need to know to be stylish and safe. The fall of the Cuomo brothers, how the one-time media darlings spiraled downward in 2021. Kamala Harris passes Mike Pence in Senate tiebreak votes, report. Senate rejects Biden vaccine mandate for businesses, with 2 Democrats joining Republicans. Stockton police fatally shoot gunman they say opened fire inside headquarters parking lot. Why targeting Trump by going easy on Biden is insane for journalists. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, December 9th. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Downing Street advisor Ed Oldfield flees pursuing media. NHS backlog for routine treatment hit 6 million. And just like that, premiere, the Sex and the City ladies return in their 50s. Cocktails, curlers and the rise of the hair salons where you can party the night away. Gatwick to get world's first airport charging hub for electric vehicles next year. Number of Britons falling ill with COVID rises by just 4% in a week. The world is still unprepared for the next pandemic after 2 years of COVID, research shows. Carrie gives birth to second baby with Boris Johnson. Lewis Hamilton v Max Verstappen, Channel 4 reach agreement with Sky Sports to show F1 finale. 2-year-old girl drops the F-bomb when her father loses his game of Fortnite, video. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. In need of a baby boom, China clamps down on vasectomies. Parents wondered whether learning remotely could work as well as being in a classroom. New global data suggests the answer is no. Wartime ID card suggests father of Chilean presidential candidate was Nazi, report. Iraq, U.S.-led coalition conclude talks, signaling new phase. Israel closes probe of police who shot Palestinian attacker. Coronavirus tests are needed for international travel, but they can cost more than a flight. New Zealand to ban smoking by ensuring young teens today are never old enough to buy cigarettes. Denmark orders eateries to close early, bans large concerts. House votes to ban goods made by forced labor in China's Xinjiang region. Danes arrest 4 people for leaking classified intelligence. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. COVID hive, WHO says booster jabs risk exacerbating vaccine inequity, Denmark to close schools, nightclubs. China says Australia, UK and US will pay price for Winter Olympics action. My husband has attachment issues and counts the days between sex. Hospitality firms call for taxpayer aid for COVID Plan B, as dining out dwindles, business live. I just wonder who's next. 6 California teens on living with the threat of gun violence. Pentagon order study into future of ICBMs amid nuclear posture debate. What's really wrong with the mainstream media? Robert Reich. Killing the middle class, millions in U.S. brace for student loan payments after COVID pause. Boris and Carrie Johnson announce birth of baby girl. Columbia University threatens graduate workers with replacement if they continue strike. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. A tale of two New Yorks, COVID-19 hospitalization rate surging upstate. UK Prime Minister Johnson's wife gives birth to baby girl. Vaccine makers racing to update COVID shots, just in case. New Zealand's plan to end smoking, a lifetime ban for youth. Board rules Astroworld lawsuits to be handled by one judge. Kentucky Congressman Guthrie tests positive for COVID-19. Father, son arrested in wildfire that threatened Lake Tahoe. Michigan man charged in assault on officers in Capitol riot. Crypto execs head to Capitol as Congress mulls regulations. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. New Zealand to ban cigarettes for future generations. Ethiopia war, UN halts food aid in 2 towns after warehouses looted. China warns nations will pay price for Olympic boycott. COVID vaccines, why is Nigeria unable to use its supply? Barnaby Joyce, Australia Deputy PM tests positive for COVID after UK visit. Epstein and Maxwell pictured at Queen's residence at Balmoral. Bipin Rawat, tributes for India's top general who died in helicopter crash. British waste dumped in Romania. Hong Kong, Jimmy Lai convicted for taking part in Tiananmen vigil. Delhi pollution, indoor air worse than outside, says study. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. A giant patch of garbage in the ocean is home to a thriving new community. Scientists call it a floating plastic habitat. On this day, December 9, 2004. AP Top Stories December 9 A. Multi-telescope observatory sent into orbit. With Roe v. Wade in peril in Supreme Court, abortion rights activists ask, where are the men? The U.S. is undercounting COVID deaths, researchers say, now they've a tool to figure out why. COVID cases, hospitalizations climb as U.S. reaches 200 vaccination milestone, live updates. Black college leaders support Biden plan in letter. Scientists look at evolution to save coral reefs. Delta drives surge in U.S. cases before Omicron gains foothold. 75% of U.S. infections by new variant among vaccinated. Latest COVID-19 updates. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Earthquake, 3.4 quake strikes near Carpinteria. LA County records 5th Omicron variant case, possibly the result of community spread. LA Police Union offers $20,000 reward for information in fatal Wilmington shooting. Authorities identify 14-year-old boy killed in Boyle Heights shooting. Marking 1 year in office, LAist, attorney, Gascon touts accomplishments, spars with critics on crime. Mother arrested on suspicion of trying to drown son in Yuba irrigation canal. Father and son arrested on suspicion of starting California's Calder fire. Garcetti's Senate committee nomination hearing scheduled for Tuesday. OC Bishop decries media frenzy over alleged hazing at Mater Dei High School. Echo Park resident sues Los Angeles Police Department, alleging brutal assault by officers near protest. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, December 9th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. New Zealand to ban young people from ever being able to buy cigarettes. House votes to ban imports from Xinjiang over Air forced labor concerns. 428-1. Italy's antitrust fines Amazon 1.13 billion euros for alleged abuse of market dominance. House votes to ban imports from Xinjiang over Air forced labor concerns. Microplastics cause damage to human cells, study shows. Filipino journalist who helped probe Duterte's drug war shot dead. BBC News, New Zealand to ban cigarettes for future generations. Toddler dies and baby brother left in serious condition after circumcisions of Perth clinic. Teacher removed from a classroom in Canada for wearing a hijab. Botswana, one of the first countries to detect Omicron, sees no rise in hospitalizations. Jimmy Lai, the owner of the now-defunct Hong Kong pro-democracy paper Apple Daily, was found guilty for partaking in a vigil marking the June 4th anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre. Lai and 3 other pro-democracy activists were charged under Hong Kong's controversial national security law. Omicron 4 times more transmissible than Delta in Japan study. Singapore withdraws free treatment for unvaccinated COVID-19 patients. Russian invasion of Ukraine could be on scale not seen in Europe since World War II, UK Armed Forces head warns. Russians have 120,000 troops on its border, increased intel gathering, Ukraine ministry says. The next headlines are from Forbes. Chile's presidential election, will socialism or free markets prevail? Is fracking a threat to water supplies? A Tesla co-founder's new focus, rock tunneling robots to protect the grid. FC Barcelona and fans need to be realistic, this is rock bottom and regaining success will take time. Amazon hit with $1.28 billion fine from Italian regulators for abusing market dominance. The FC Barcelona players who no longer deserve to be starters. I feel the divine feminine rising, Spanx founder Sarah Blakely on how intuition led to her $1.2 billion Blackstone exit. New Zealand outlines plan that will ban younger people from ever buying a cigarette in their lifetime. Welcome to Earth reveals wonders of the planet. Baseball lifestyle company Baseballism reaches licensing deal for MLB team products. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Omicron likely to weaken COVID vaccine protection. What surveys really say. Structural basis of inhibition of the human SGLT2/MAP17 glucose transporter. Industry demand drives innovation. Benefits of mega studies for testing behavioral interventions. The $11 billion Webb telescope aims to probe the early universe. Collective taxis along a self-generated stiffness gradient in vivo. An IPCC reviewer shares his thoughts on the climate debate. Mega studies improve the impact of applied behavioral science. Structures of the sub-receptor-enabled docking for bioactive ligand discovery. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,749,921,015 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Neom Media Hub Chief Wayne Borg on Saudi Arabia's effort to foster a film and TV industry from a futuristic city exclusive. Studio Canal, working title reveal Lily James, Shazza Gladys first look from What's Love Got to Do With It? Critically acclaimed Korean debut feature honors to release in North American theaters exclusive. Thailand malls increasing production rebates to 30%. San Remo review, an unlikely dementia-tinged romance drives this tender drama. And Just Like That doesn't yet have the Sex and the City spirit, TV review. Vivendi to acquire Amber Capital's stake in Lagardère, sets takeover bid in February 2022. Studio Canal, bid on rights, passion among 7 distributors joining strong London TV screenings lineup. Bangkok Asian Film Festival kicks off with Zhang Yimou's 1 Second. The Last Sun review, everyone wears black hats in moody, misfired Western. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. A new poll finds major warning signs for Biden and fellow Democrats. Researchers explain why they believe Facebook mishandles political ads. Instagram CEO Adam Mosseri hears senators brush aside his promises to self-police. In a largely symbolic move, the Senate votes to block Biden's vaccine or test mandate. North Carolina delays 2022 primaries to give redistricting challenges more time. House okays a bill barring imports of goods produced by forced labor of Uyghurs in China. Instagram CEO faces senators accusing his company of harming some young users. Supreme Court signals further erosion of separation of church and state in schools. D.C. Council renames the street in front of the Saudi embassy after Jamal Khashoggi. The following headlines are from The Week. American democracy is in trouble, and centrist Democrats are squandering their chance to save it. West Side Story, is not an old man's movie. Teachers shouldn't have to pass a political test. Late-night hosts burn Fox News for flubbing its war on Christmas framing with torched Christmas tree. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez suggests Lauren Boebert, other Gun family portrait Republicans are warring on Christmas. The Daily Show as Jordan Klepper chases down the wellness anti-vaxxers of blue Southern California. Bride finds creative way to ensure sick groom can still be part of reception. Dramatic Coast Guard helicopter rescue from car submerged just above Niagara Falls recovers dead driver. 100-year-old Maureen Mighty Mo Kornfeld keeps breaking swimming records. Senate passes resolution to repeal Biden's vaccine mandate. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Fragile evidence. The next headlines are from Universe Today. A nearby dwarf galaxy has a surprisingly massive black hole in its heart. Test finds a new Mars-sized planet, with a density of Mercury. A new way to detect alien megastructures. I'm truly happy, Japanese billionaire Yusaku Misawa floats into space station. The game of Explorer would be a new gamma ray observatory to search for the first stars in the universe, as they explode. Giant stars and the ultimate fate of the sun. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, December 9th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Is the Oregon earthquake swarm tapering off? Comet Leonard 2 be closest to Earth December 12th. Geminid meteor shower 2021 peaks December 13th to 14th. Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus December 6th to December 9th. The local group is our galactic neighborhood. The Magellanic Clouds, our galactic neighbors. The next news is from Politico. Hundreds of House districts are being redrawn. Here's who's winning and losing. Boris Johnson deploys England's coronavirus Plan B to curb Omicron spread. Forced global studies suggest Omicron escapes vaccine immunity, but boosters show promise. Boris Johnson's credibility questioned as he tightens coronavirus restrictions. Biden sees if a snub will get Viktor Orban's attention. Biden wants to save global democracy. Here's what he can actually do. Progressives get rolled on Pentagon policy. Old foes thwart Biden's foreign policy pivot. January 6th investigators' new challenge, Trump allies pleading the fifth. Another eye-popping inflation reading is ahead. Next year could look very different. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. The latest illustrations from artist Matt Golding. Beginning of the end for Evergrande's real estate giant declared in default. The latest illustrations from artist Simon Lech. The latest illustrations from artist Kathy Wilcox. Struggling Sydney theatre company gets another $2.70 bailout. The latest illustrations from artist Andrew Dyson. Best of Cartoons, December 10, 2021. Johnson becomes new father, again, as his party is fined over flat refurbishment. Best of Cartoons, December 9, 2021. Hobart or Melbourne in photo finish call on fifth test. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Outside the box, are you healthy enough to retire? Credit Suisse boosts S&P 500 target, citing strong economy and stalling stimulus legislation. Market snapshot, U.S. stock futures consolidate after 3 days of gains. Kelley Blue Book, VW's new ID4 delivers a roomy, modern EV with good range and an auto that's a delight to drive. The Moneyist, my late mother's will was signed under suspicious circumstances. My father emptied her $2 estate and now lives with his much younger wife. NerdWallet, negotiating a good price on a car comes down to this one thing. Next Avenue, fixing the racial wealth gap with reparations, how it would work, who would qualify, and how much it might cost. Tax Guy, house rich but cash poor, reverse mortgage could be your tax smart salvation. How much or how little money changes hands doesn't make it philanthropy. Mackenzie Scott declines to reveal who got money in her latest round of giving. The big move, the policy is almost $4,000. If we are lucky, our mom will be with us another year. Do we really need to take out home insurance? Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Time to talk about ownership of AI-generated intellectual property assets, Lexology. Post-assignment validity challenges, limits to the doctrine of assign or estoppel and implications of Minerva, Lexology. 10 everyday things that grew out of military technology, Nation LK, the Nation newspaper. Nike sues Adidas, seeks to ban U.S. imports of prime knit shoes, Bloomberg Law. UD researchers honored by National Academy of Inventors, URIC alert. House Committee OK's Bill for Humanitarian Inventions Contest, Bloomberg Law. Lab on a Chip, ORNL's top commercialization success, Oak Ridger. BGI units appeal DNA sequencing infringement ruling, Law 360. Iran Rippy among 25 leading patent holders in oil, gas nanotech, Trend News Agency. Is it time to dump Rambus Incorporated, RMBS, stock after it has gained 5.03% in a week, Investors Observer. The next headlines are from Quartz. Evergrande default. Job prospects are looking grim in China's once promising tech sector. India's farmers call off their year-long protest against the Modi government. 4 career questions to ask yourself going into the new year. China wants to redefine democracy. Office chairs. Doesn't test well. The stats on COVID-19 vaccines, 1 year after the first jab was given. Yes, abortion is a workplace issue. Jet founder's latest venture, a ghost kitchen on wheels. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Controversial facial recognition company calls out Clearview, demands it ditch its database of 10 billion scraped images. Content moderation case study, Twitter briefly restricts account of writer reporting from the West Bank, 2021. Report showcases how Elon Musk undermines his own engineers and endangered public safety. Apple notifies more victims of NSO malware hacking attempts. YouTube copyright transparency report shows the absurd volume of copyright claims it gets. Daily deal, Fader stealth drone. Missouri governor still lying about reporters who uncovered ridiculous bad state computer security, still insists they were hackers. Light 360 scandal once again shows nobody in the US actually wants to fix our rampant privacy problems. New Jersey cop facing charges after hitting a man with his car and driving his body to his mom's house. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Net versus Rockets. Steph Curry. Jalen Rose. Catherine McPhee. Florence Pugh. Kim Potter. Juice WRLD. Nicki Minaj. Bayern vs Barcelona. Manchester United. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. UK public must protest over vaccine passports, urges football hero, video. Changing sex on birth certificates made simpler. New color created to mark 2022. Apple's market value about to top world's 5th largest economy. Milestone cigarette ban for adults announced. $100 million fund demanded for victims of Activision Blizzard harassment. Could Russia soon have a Putin grid? Trudeau leading countries clinging to Cold War mentality, warns Chinese embassy. Quarantine extended for Omicron carriers. Ancient epic seized from Hobby Lobby welcomed back in Iraq. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Elon Musk explains government in 43 seconds. COVID fact check, IQs are filled with the unvaccinated. WHO Europe says vaccine mandates should be a last resort. TV show mysteriously deletes poll after vast majority oppose mandatory vaccination. Apple AirTags being used by thieves to steal luxury cars. Scholz takes over as German Chancellor, ending Merkel era. Escobar, what Putin really told Biden. Air Force Secretary reveals 2 new secret combat drones. Ron Paul, Biden's democracy summit is a joke. Earthquake swarm hits off Oregon coast, causing fears of the next big one. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Burkina Faso's political crisis explained, in 500 words. Adama Barrow's re-election and the Gambia's long walk to justice. Record number of journalists in jail worldwide, CPJ. South Korea's House of Horror. India's farmers call off year-long protest after govt assurances. Passengers condemn UK's travel apartheid rules targeting Africa. Ex-Trump chief of staff sues panel investigating US Capitol riot. China's Evergrande defaults on dollar debt. Indian minister says helicopter lost contact minutes before crash. Is it time to change the way Nobel Prizes are awarded? The next headlines are from Breitbart. Graham, Nord Stream 2 should be sanctioned even if Russia doesn't invade, we shouldn't reward a destructive force. Schiff, discredited Steele dossier doesn't change Donald Trump's corrupt behavior. Senate votes yes to repeal Biden's federal vaccine mandate. Cruise, Kerry is Customer of the Year for Chinese concentration camps and we're funding China's concentration camps. Ukrainian soldiers dismiss Russia invasion threat, there are a lot of lies. Conservatives flex muscles to kill woke provisions from defense bill. Mark Meadows sues Nancy Pelosi and every member of January 6 committee, unconstitutional. Pope Francis, sins of the flesh not the most serious. Coronavirus deaths in Joe Biden's first 10 months in office surpass death toll under Trump. Heather MacDonald, savage crimes no longer have consequences, civilization breaking down in slow motion. The next headlines are from UPI News. Australian vacationer returns home to discover $1.4 million lottery win. Look, firefighters rescue mischievous wallaby locked inside owner's vehicle. Watch, sloth bear rescued from well in Indian village. Watch, Voyages of Dr. Dolittle return to Ohio Library 34 years late. Look, Massachusetts company cooks world's largest pot brownie. More than 40 camels disqualified from Saudi contest over Botox enhancements. Watch, Northern Ireland company cooks up world's largest vegan burger. Look, alligator captured after months in Massachusetts river. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Dunkin' Donuts customer gives employee a new home so she can continue excellent customer service. Surviving the Nazis and fire, 2,000-year-old Caligula mosaic finally returns to museum. Eco-friendly jelly ice cube could transform cold storage, no plastic and doesn't melt. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, December 9th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. The average dog knows 89 words and phrases. China claims its authoritarian one-party system is a democracy, and one that works better than the U.S. New York woman dies after being stranded in submerged car at top of Niagara Falls. A pelican ate a fish so big and spiny it got stuck, then the bird sent a signal. Assassin's Creed Valhalla patch will make you re-download the game to get performance gains. Local man arrested for threatening to blow up urology clinic. Jake's Breasts, the mathematician behind Breasts Buildings, the Breasts Alternative, the Breasts Group, and the Breasts Metric, has died at 91. Large California school districts eliminate D and F grades. Fox News Christmas tree catches fire in Manhattan. Sanna Marin, Finland's PM sorry for clubbing after COVID contact. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Android users cannot dial 911 because of Microsoft Teams. Building an iOS app, avoid these critical App Store roadblocks. Apple won't have to include third-party payments in App Store just now. Instagram is finally bringing back chronological feeds in 2022. First Snapdragon 8 benchmarks show Qualcomm's CPU still trails Apple. DeepMind's new 280 billion parameter language model kicks GPT-3's butt in accuracy. Can galaxies without dark matter tell us how the universe ends? Courts uphold UK Uber driver classifications but mobility worker challenges remain. The 2021 Renault Zoe scores a pathetic 0-star safety rating in cab crash test. Metrics can drive your growth, as long as you're looking at the right ones. The following headlines are from Science Daily. International study supports dupilumab for treatment of moderate to severe asthma in children. Prescribing the abortion pill without restrictions is safe and effective, study finds. Sunshine may shield children, young adults from knees. Long-term exposure to environmentally relevant concentrations of pesticides has deleterious effects on shellfish. The impact of drugs on gut microbes is greater than we thought. A new understanding of mental illness. Does air pollution reduce the benefits of physical activity on the brain? Research reveals how aging cells can be an underlying cause of kidney damage. Optical cavities could be key to next-generation interferometers. Ammonite mussels revealed in 3D from Jurassic fossil. The next headlines are from Information Week. Balancing productivity and job satisfaction during the Great Resignation. The intentional futurist in the C-suite, watch these signals. Hot network security acronyms you must know: ZTN, XDR, SASE, BIOD. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, December 9th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA launches new mission to explore universe's most dramatic objects. NASA invites media to briefing on research launching to space station. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah Jazz, Rudy Gobert ripped by Wolves. Patrick Beverley, Anthony Edwards after Wednesday's blowout. Utah Jazz's forwards cosplay as centers against Wolves, hold their own in key stretch. Number 24 by men's basketball finds its shooting, beats Utah State. Mitchell, Jazz shoot past Wolves 136-104 for fifth straight win. The triple team, Donovan Mitchell at his smoothest, Jazz sets new NBA record for threes in win versus Minnesota. Jana Reese, why do people leave the LDS Church? Let's drill down further and find out. Miles lead TCU to 76-62 victory over Runnin' Utes. By women's basketball reaches highest AP ranking in history, men drop 12 spots. Ken Sanders bookstore, forced to move by developers, finds a home at the Leonardo. Fertilizer maker to pay $2 million to resolve felony case for pouring chemicals down drain. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Over 40 million people had health information leaked this year. This massive planet shouldn't exist. Boss says sorry for blundered Zoom firing of 900 staff. Can an athlete's blood enhance brain power? Suicide pods now legal in Switzerland, providing users with a painless death. SF Millennium Tower tilts quarter-inch in 4 days. DeepMind tests the limits of large AI language systems with 280 billion parameter model. Virgin Media fined $50,000 for spamming opted-out customers. Waking up right after drifting off to sleep can boost creativity. Wikipedia editors very mad about Jimmy Wales' NFT of a Wikipedia edit. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Dad claims 12-year-old son was attacked, bullied over race at Kirkwood School. Good Samaritan finds toddler alone outside, says daycare didn't know child was missing. Students helping former Kirkwood teacher whose baby needs critical care. Holiday displays across St. Louis are bustling as Christmas approaches. St. Louis leaders discuss how to split Ram's $750 million settlement. Senate votes to nix Biden's vaccine mandate for businesses. Senators push for answers on toxic exposure at St. Louis federal facility. Accused serial killer Perez Reed pleads not guilty in St. Louis deaths. Beloved penguin and tiger pass away at St. Louis Zoo. YM system employees no longer required to get a COVID vaccine. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Californians could face up to $500 fines for wasting water amid drought. Heartbroken family hunts for justice in Skyline shooting death of 12-year-old boy. Proposed redistricting plan gets East County pushback. More than 520,000 San Diegans have received COVID booster, county says. Ex-cop accused of lying about controversial arrest takes the stand. Athlete born without legs named GolfAndMe hero for foster care awareness. Man shot, killed at Marine Corps recruit depot gate worked on base, officials say. Woman sings All I Want for Christmas Is You parody to oppose pandemic emergency extension. Scott Peterson resentenced to life in prison for killing of pregnant wife Lacey. California plans to be abortion sanctuary if Roe overturned. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Ukraine moves Javelin missiles to frontline. Acrospec Systems pitching its new camera system to equip surveillance aircraft. Indonesia takes delivery of 2 US-made Bell 505 helicopters. U.S. Navy commissions new guided missile destroyer Daniel Inouye. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Bad news, Beijing kids, tutoring is back, and it's free for everybody. China's top buzzwords and internet slang of 2021. What role will age limits play at China's 2022 Party Congress? Ganfeng Lithium's global expansion continues. Wei Jingsheng's fifth modernization, democracy. What did Apple get out of its secret, $275 billion China deal in 2016? This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, December 9th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. $20 min pandemic relief for small businesses in Santa Clara County. Car broken into with family members, toddlers inside near San Francisco's Lombard Street. Study suggests mixing vaccines provides greater protection against COVID-19. Afghan refugee fatally shot during attempted robbery in San Francisco. Community honors the life and legacy of Supervisor Wilma Chan. Omicron variant found in California wastewater. San Ramon police, to arrested for stealing thousands of dollars worth of merchandise from Home Depot. California teacher shows off impressive dance moves for students in viral video. Marin County investigates family who broke isolation and exposed classroom to COVID-19. Here's when rainfall will hit the Bay Area. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Leipzig hires Tedesco as new coach to replace Marsh. U.S. orders arms embargo on Cambodia, cites Chinese influence. Las Vegas company is state gaming board's pick to run Waukegan Casino. After escaping a farm in September, Tyson the bison still roaming the suburbs. Asian markets rise as investors wait for U.S. inflation. Garland scores 24 points, Cavaliers beat Bulls 115-92. Libertyville officials prepare for preliminary vote on 80 townhouse development. Gautech associate head coach diagnosed with breast cancer. Thanksgiving gatherings add to latest COVID-19 hospitalization spike, highest since January. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Seattle drivers spent more time in traffic this year than they did in 2020, but far less than before COVID. Kshama Sawant, Seattle's Socialist City Council member, narrows the gap in recall election. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Terate 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0 in tropical storm. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6M, depth 17 km, in Japan September 12, 2021, 2:05 UTC, about 600 people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in United States. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, December 9th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Record highs ahead of strong cold front this weekend. Harris County detention officer accused of encouraging and watching 8 inmates attack fellow inmate. Robbery victim believes she was followed home from bank in Sugar Land, police say. Houston Rockets take down James Harden and East leading Nets for 7th straight win. Scott Peterson resentenced to life in prison for pregnant wife Lacey Peterson's 2002 murder. California could become abortion sanctuary if Roe v. Wade overturned. Suspect in New Orleans officer's murder in Houston were encouraged by gang member, records show. Mayim Bialik, Ken Jennings to continue hosting Jeopardy! Through July 2022. Food drive draws attention to hunger among LGBTQ seniors in Houston. Michael Strahan's Blue Origin space flight pushed to Saturday. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Italy fines Amazon $1.3 billion, alleging harm to outside sellers. EU plan to boost gig economy workers as latest blow to apps. Macron to unveil EU agenda ahead of French presidential race. Chinese central banker says market can handle developer debt. Mole drafts plans to naturalize migrant workers. AP photos, trapped by snow in a Moroccan mountain village. Global stocks higher as investors await U.S. inflation. Once log coastal land set to be sold to save redwoods. Ukraine spa town stands out amid nation's vaccine hesitancy. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Violence and the death of one inmate at Newark's jail reflects a national problem. Mayor-elect Eric Adams will name David Banks the school's chancellor. We're very prepared, major NJ hospital network feels optimistic heading into holiday COVID surge. Extra, a brief review of the strongest vibes of 2021. Lawmaker proposes setting aside cannabis licenses for transgender and non-binary business owners. Coronavirus stats, school edition, tracking outbreaks in NYC education. New York City's COVID Safe app will soon allow parents to upload photos of children's vaccination cards. A look at the future for Central Park's Delacorte Theater, home of Shakespeare in the Park. Early edition, every figure skater is about to be asked for their thoughts on geopolitical crises. Bench flour bakers bring stellar pastries and breakfast sandwiches to Astoria. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. A call to end the cycle of discrimination and exclusion of Iraqi women. COVID-19 is biggest threat to child progress in UNICEF's 75-year history. UNHCR staff members wounded in Dr. Congo, UN chief calls for full investigation. 7 UN peacekeepers killed in latest Mali attack. UN hails strong political support to boost peacekeepers in the field. Africa Free Trade Area, likely spur for growth and development. Climate crisis exacerbates urban inequality in Latin America. Unilateral sanctions particularly harmful to women, children, other vulnerable groups. Future fertility fantasies. WHO, Omicron could have major impact, but no definitive answers yet. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Federal judge blocks Biden vax mandate for contractors, all 3 mandates for private sector now halted. Vietnam province suspends Pfizer vaccine batch after 120 children hospitalized. The corruptions of pharma as a service. And a state judge has just temporarily blocked New York City's vaccine mandate for its workers. Biden threatens Putin with economic consequences if Russian aggression continues. A lithium extraction tech that could take Tesla to $2 trillion. Congress tosses proposal to require women to register for the draft. Explosion in new heart conditions explained as post-pandemic stress disorder. FDA says it now needs 75 years to fully release Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine data. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. No, Gwen Shandlin-Lara did not fake her death. Meadows sues as January 6 panel proceeds with contempt case. Fox News Christmas tree burned. Are photos of John F. Kennedy's bloody shirt real? Coast Guard diver pulls body from car above Niagara Falls. Was a girl found in a log pile cabin 7 months after going missing? Beware of no DUIs in last 3 years refund check scams. Did Kyle Rittenhouse say F you, LeBron over fake tears 2 feet tweet? Museum to fix ripples in Rembrandt Night Watch. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Only Simon Rex could play a washed-up porn star and maybe win an Oscar. Feds, would-be terrorist trained for jihad at Texas gun range. Bongino rips Crenshaw who rips MTG who rips Nancy Mason Trump's craziest apprentice yet. Santa Bill is on a ventilator, but the vax may have saved his life. Jodie Turner-Smith on what Anne Boleyn, Meghan Markle, and Princess Diana all have in common. U.S. and Chinese astronomers are teaming up to hunt for alien lights. The first rule of the Democracy Club, be a damn democracy. Biden bets big on a gas pipeline to prevent Putin's war in Ukraine. Anna Gasteyer and Rachel Dratch on the highs and lows of life after SNL. Hospitals are DIYing urine collection kits due to medical supply shortage. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Pale hospitalized due to colon tumor, to be released in days. Former Bills special teams standout Mark Pike dies at 57. Shocking footage shows fatal shooting of BMW driver in the Bronx. Packers Aaron Rodgers, rest during off-week helped injured toe. Fox Christmas tree arson suspect released without bail. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Giant exoplanet found around most massive planet hosting stars known. How do black holes swallow stars? Comet Leonard, view 2021's best comet. Titan in a test tube, Earthbound chemists search for alien life. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. California drought forces dire restrictions. South Africa hospitals not strained by Omicron cases. Special report, Jeff Bezos and Blue Origin launch into space. CES, scientists on whether current vaccines can fight Omicron. Spacewatch, Japanese billionaire blasts off, rover spots mystery hut on moon. Colorado ski resorts start to feel nervous with lack of snow and above average temperatures. Bizarre coral reef sounds offer hope of recovery after destruction. Omicron, what we know about the new COVID variant. Scientists using creative solutions to protect, rescue manatees after record number of deaths. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. Weird, wild UFO sightings from throughout history. The unsolved mystery of the Lubbock Lights UFO sightings. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Italy fines Amazon nearly $1.3 billion over antitrust violations. Car and remains of Auburn student missing since 1976 found in Alabama Creek. Senate rejects Biden's vaccine mandate for businesses. Pelosi won't forgive Trump and his lackeys for inciting January 6 attack on Capitol. De Blasio admin blames paper supply shortage for not sending correct health plan info to NYC retirees. Yoko Ono shares sad gun violence stats on anniversary of John Lennon murder. Michael Strahan's space flight delayed with Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin due to high winds. New York logs 6 more Omicron cases, bringing count to 20. Scientists say booster shots seem to boost protection. Sea Coast Guard diver pulled body from a car at brink of Niagara Falls. NYC Mayor-elect Eric Adams to announce David Banks as NYC Schools Chancellor, sources. The following headlines are from military.com. Remains of U.S. soldier killed in Korean War identified. U.S. Navy commissions Pearl Harbor-based USS Daniel Inouye. Charlottesville's Lee statue to be melted down for new art at African American Heritage Center. Navy Fighting Health Department order to drain fuel tanks over tainted water concerns. AVA home loan program that is popular among veterans gets a bad rep from sellers. Expelled Coast Guard cadet sues over policy banning parents. Commanding officers must help troops get mental health care under new legislation. Biden, severe consequences for Putin if he attacks Ukraine. Spy suspect wanted to flee U.S. because of Trump, not to evade arrest, lawyers say. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Daywatch, casino plans in Chicago suburbs move forward. Jury deliberates in Jussie Smollett trial. The new West Side Story, reviewed. Illinois moves to prohibit dark money in judicial races, but it's unclear what effect that will have on states' free spending campaigns. A runaway buffalo walks the streets of suburban Cary, inspiring social media posts, art and Sasquatch comparisons. Are we dreaming this? Chicago's last farm, now also a high school, celebrates 175 years, an important thing to maintain. Column, with Delta surging and Omicron arriving, Chicago should make proof of vaccination the norm. Murder charges filed after man, 71, tragically gunned down in Chinatown, top cop. Shuttered organization dedicated to preserving Wheaton's history took advantage of donors, misused funds for their own benefit, state lawsuit alleges. Jury wraps a first deliberation session in Jussie Smollett's trial for allegedly orchestrating and reporting a staged hate crime. Chicago Bulls continue to fight COVID-19 outbreak as Matt Thomas becomes the 4th player in 8 days to enter the NBA's protocol. We've just got to be flexible. Hours after community members gathered for Washington Park Christmas tree lighting, it was set on fire and destroyed. It was just devastating. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Will self-replicating xenobits cure diseases, yield new bioweapons, or simply turn the whole world into grey goo? Studying the power of mega studies by testing the idea on just one subject, how to get people to exercise more. After 2 years of COVID, how bad has it really been for university finances and staff? Australian forests will store less carbon as climate change worsens and severe fires become more common. Toward achieving mega Tesla magnetic fields in the laboratory. Many global charities refrain from poverty porn to raise money, but stereotypes still distort their pictures. Ever wondered who would win in a fight between a dingo and a wolf? An expert explains. Report highlights urgent need to end bottom trawling. Global research shows that digital contact does not enhance well-being. The loneliness of the CEOs hired from outside. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, December 9th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Top 5 comfort foods to get you through the day. How humans survived the Ice Age. Animals can find their way home, but we aren't sure exactly how. 4 people, 4 different paths into citizen science. Craving binge-worthy reality TV? Mental health experts can explain. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Man sent to prison for child sexual abuse. Sponsored, what to know if you're diagnosed with bipolar disorder. The pros and cons of sleeping with pets, and what to do if you and your partner doesn't agree. Time to break out the skates. Here are Seattle area ice rinks open this winter, plus other fun things to do. Champagne buckets, ski-doo gear part of reshipping scam that hit job seeker. Rant and rave, reader thankful for kindness at the Mount Lake Terrace post office. You don't know how to grieve, loved ones of missing Federal Way teen gather 24 years later. Why WSU Cougars and Tennessee Titans football star Reen Long is getting into acting on Mac Gruber. Don't ski, there's still plenty of winter fun to be had. Being the Ricardos Review, with Nicole Kidman as the comedy icon, will you love this Lucy? The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Photos, drone views of Bethel Island's Delta Cove's housing development. Wishbook, School Without Walls, Youth Science Institute brings low-income kids into nature. Pet of the Week, Xena. Caltrans' new anti-graffiti tactics may come to Bay Area, roadshow. San Ramon, 2 men arrested in connection with stealing more than $3,000 in tools from Home Depot. Column, Justin Fields is set to return against the Green Bay Packers, and the rookie quarterback is in search of a little respect for the Chicago Bears. 5 miles of stunning Northern California coastline preserved in landmark Redwoods deal. Photos, Golden State Warriors Stephen Curry now needs 9 three-pointers to break Ray Allen's NBA record. 49ers Garoppolo, Raiders card could be NFL's top QB trade options this offseason, who ya got? The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Iran talks chair sees new sense of purpose as talks resume. Russia warns Kiev against use of force in rebel regions. WHO warns fears of Omicron could spark new vaccine hoarding. Barnaby Joyce, Australia's Deputy PM, tests positive for the coronavirus in the US. Joe Biden to decry democracy recession at White House summit. China dismisses UK, Canada Olympic boycott as farce. 58% back religious exemptions to government-imposed COVID-19 vaccine mandates, survey. British PM Boris Johnson's wife gives birth to baby girl. Kim Potter case, video dominates as trial starts in Daunte Wright killing. Hillary Clinton shares 2016 victory speech, today you've sent a message to the whole world. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Your debt is someone else's asset. Israel killed up to 192 Palestinian civilians in May 2021 attacks on Gaza. On 60 Minutes reality winner opens up about the motivation for her leak and the psychic toll of her confinement. Daniel Hale receives International Whistleblower Award for drone document leak. 2 companies fight to corner the police body camera market. Oil-backed group opposes offshore wind, for environmental reasons. Life after Guantanamo, it doesn't leave you. Jen Psaki accidentally tells the truth about how expensive COVID rapid tests are in U.S. Senator Chris Murphy, a longtime Saudi war critic, votes to support missile sale. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, December 9th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Passenger describes Daunte Wright after shooting as just gasping. Braden Huff and Jaden Shutt face off on Friday. Here's a look back at other number 1 versus number 2 player matchups. Jussie Smollett jurors begin second day of deliberations. Number 22 Notre Dame women get 73-56 win over Valparaiso. This week in history, Chicago honors 10th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. National champions, college QB revolts in sports drama that keeps straying out of bounds. 1 killed, 8 wounded by gunfire in Chicago Wednesday. Murder charges filed in fatal shooting of 71-year-old man in Chinatown, but police say they don't know why gunmen opened fire. Dear Abby, after 10 years apart, should I tell ex I want to get back together? Cook County Sheriff's Policy Director seeks State House seat of outgoing Majority Leader. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Vinod Kambli duped Tavares 1.14 lakh in online fraud. BCCI thanks Kohli at end of limited overs captaincy stint. Tejashwi Prasad Yadav ties knot in New Delhi. Katrina, Vicky tie the knot, first pictures of newlywed couple. We couldn't have had 2 white ball captains, Sourav Ganguly. Quick edit, General Bipin Rawat will be greatly missed. In 10 stories, Gen Rawat's career, final moments before crash and more. UT chopper crash survivor airlifted to Beluru for treatment. Manhana ideal choice as Mithili Raj's successor, Rangaswamy. Katrina and Vicky splurged on Sanjeev cake worth Rs 4.5L. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, December 9, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Houston's 2021 Christmas Eve and Christmas Day Dining Guide. Best bets the week of December 9 to 15, 2021. Things to do, Kalu and the electric joint at Continental Club. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this December. Things to do, experience a candlelight Christmas with Houston Chamber Choir. Houston Texans waive LB Zach Cunningham. Sheriff Gonzalez talks jail operations, attack on female deputy. Ho, ho, holy hell, Rockets holiday schedule is brutal. Things to do, catch 2 holiday shows with Houston Symphony Chorus. Texans safety Justin Reed nominated for NFL Man of the Year award. The next headlines are about world records making news. Enormous fish like half a mutilated shark could beat world record with giant size, The Mirror. Ireland leads world record-breaking attempts for most countries ever singing together at once, the journal IE. 45-time sumo champion Haku Hosho breaks 5 world records, Guinness World Records. Northern Ireland company sets a record for world's largest vegan burger, NPR. Massive Saudi Arabian interactive display breaks 3 records, Guinness World Records. Swimming World December 2021 presents, special sets, Nova of Virginia Zoe Dixon, Versatility is Key, Swimming World Magazine. Rutva, a 7-year-old Indian, UAE resident, created 2 world records in English and Arabic in 1 attempt, Ani News. Foiling, a history of a hydrofoiler, Yachting World. Clockwork Aquaria wins Guinness World Record after spending 30 years in development, for the win. Bet Soul Train Weekend, record-breaking joy hits Harlem with the longest Soul Train line ever, bet. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. LG's cordless vacuum solves some huge problems for a ridiculous price. New Zealand to ban tobacco permanently for anyone born after 2008. U.S. Senate votes to block President Biden's vaccine mandate in symbolic win for COVID-19. Star Wars, The Acolyte has found its star in Amanda Stenberg. A new report on VPNs shows they're often a mixed bag for privacy. The Book of Boba Fett's new trailer might have a hell of an Easter egg. Apple won't have to make App Store changes just yet. The Last of Us Bill will now be played by Nick Offerman. DARPA is exploring ways to wirelessly charge drone swarms. Samus wants to be carbon neutral by 2030, but no word on planned obsolescence. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Paraburdoo in Australia at 110.66 degrees Fahrenheit or 43.7 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Delayankir in Russia at minus 77.98 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 61.1 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Malicious NPM packages are part of a malware barrage hitting repositories. Revisiting the Tsar Bomba nuclear test. Apple won't have to allow iPhone apps to use third-party payments tomorrow after all. Tor is under threat from Russian censorship and Sybil attacks. Stadia finally launches on LG TVs, shows off the greatness that could have been. Our favorite set of noise-canceling headphones under $100 is on sale today. Despite mountain of evidence, Elizabeth Holmes claimed to remember things differently. Omicron weakens vaccine protection, but boosters revive defenses, early data finds. Roku and Google settle YouTube feud just a day before the app would have been pulled. Some true believers in space settlement are starting to make it happen. The following headlines are from Raw Story. GOP villains Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene bashed for fundamental flaw. Invokes fear in the public, Fox News contributor claims suspect who burned Christmas tree was targeting the country. No conceivable basis, legal experts bury Mark Meadows for frivolous lawsuit against Pelosi and 1/6 committee. U.S. weekly jobless claims dropped to lowest level since 1969. Some Oxford shooting copycats are as young as 9 years old. Capitol Police arrest man trying to bring gun into House office building, report. MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell thrilled by fans' latest campaign. Far-fetched plan to make Trump Speaker of the House would give him tremendous power over 2024 election, analysis. Completely off the cliff, MSNBC's Morning Joe explains why Arizona Trumpsters are crazy. Lindsey Graham berated Mitch McConnell on debt ceiling deal, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Who poured $1 billion into Trump's media empire? We might never know. South Africa's white rhino ranchers face an uncertain future. January 6th committee threatens Mark Meadows with contempt. It sure looks like Trump is going to decide the Georgia governor's race. Biden's Beijing Olympics boycott is a good start. What happens next is even more important. Environmental activists turn talents inward and unionize. Trump continues to glorify the January 6th insurrection. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Show archives Wisconsin Public Radio News. NASA's new Space Telescope and its Search for Extraterrestrial Life podcast, The Guardian. NFT art collectors are playing a risky game, and winning time. The peerless imagination of Greg Tate, The New York Times. What we learned about life beyond Earth in 2021, SETI Institute. Alien life on Titan, Astronomy Magazine. The Matrix and the sci-fi stories that became a reality, BBC News. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. What is neuroeducation? Observatory of Educational Innovation. Medical Genetics Cancer and Development Seminar Series, Gazette. Get tuned into Music as Medicine, Houston Chronicle. Exercise plasma boosts memory and dampens brain inflammation via clusterin, Nature.com. Adaptive stimulus selection for consolidation in the hippocampus, Nature.com. Helping the nervous system heal itself, your valley. More and more experts gurus are obsessed with breathing well, the benefits, myths and harms of learning to breathe through your nose, Intellect. Evolution and Function of Neurocognitive Systems in Non-Human Animal Scientific Reports, Nature.com. Over €2 million awarded to University of Helsinki and Aalto University for research identifying mechanisms of depression. Mirage News. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Why hydras have the freaky ability to grow their heads back, the swaddle. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, December 9th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Skinwalker Ranch, where there's smoke, there's mirrors. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, December 9th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.